What's going on, cowboy? In this video, we got a new crypto project called Genopets, okay? And we are looking at this project, trying to figure out, hey, is this gonna go to the moon? Is this gonna do well? What's the team behind it? Can we trust these guys? Are they scamming us? Or is this something that's actually legit that we could sink our hard-earned money and time into? If you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm on a journey to my next Bitcoin while helping you to your next Bitcoin. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a lizard brain, gorilla armed, diamond handed cowboy exploring the wild west of cryptocurrency with a whole bunch of other cowboys. If you want to join me, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the like bell, notifications, all that nonsense. Join us in the saloon. That's the number one thing. In my opinion, you need a good community talking about these coins, telling you, hey, this is a good coin, this is not a good coin. You just need voices around you because no one's into crypto where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like people around me, they don't really know. They're like, what's a DeFi or whatever. But if you have good advanced people who are doing their research and then you could bounce these ideas off of, that's what we need. Now, in addition to that, sometimes you and I, when we do research, we go on YouTube and we like look for these YouTubers talking about coins. But every single one of, well, not everything, a lot of them are getting paid to just shill a coin. They don't know much about it. Some developer pays them and they just go through the website with no real insight. So I thought for myself, the best type of research I can do is to just ask the developer to their face, right? I want to get the feel from it. I want to know what is their passions behind it. And so I want to pass that off to you. And this is why we do these AMAs. I think it's the number one way to do research. But again, this is for you and not for me. Of course, I'm getting compensated, so I just want that to be upfront. But I'm trying to hit the hardest hitting questions that we could possibly dream up. And so in this video, if you're watching, so I want to thank you. We're going to be talking about Genopets, and we've got one of the minds behind Genopets. His name is Jay. He's going to be in the hot seat today. Jay, welcome to the show.
Well, what's up, Aaron? Glad to be here, man. What an intro. I don't even know how to follow that.
You,
Go Genopets.
you don't have to. You're just so handsome and so wise right now. I want to get into your brain, okay? Me, I just say that. I rattle that thing off every single time. So we want to know about you, Jay. Before we even touch Genopets, Jay, where are you coming from? Like before you get into crypto, and then we could talk about Genopets. But I want to know
Of
about you.
course.
Who are you? Origin story, all that.
So yeah, I'm Jay. I'm one of the three co-founders of Genopets. I got in this industry about 4 years ago now. I was one of the first employees behind EOS. Wildly kind of ride through crypto as it's been over the last few years for a lot of people. Certainly learned a lot through that journey. Prior to that, I started my career as like a product manager. I've been in and out of all sorts of tech, from building things like Ghostbusters mobile VR for Sony and Red Bull's largest social photo platform they use around the world at all their events. If you've ever been to a Red Bull event and took a picture, you probably used my app. Since then, since about 4 years ago, being deep in the crypto space, really trying to figure out like what people are doing with blockchain and why it matters. Honestly, I'm not a trader. I do very little crypto trading. Really, I've just been about building. And I want to find good, fun, practical use cases for blockchain that people enjoy. And I think one of the biggest things that people have been missing, and one of the things I'm most passionate about in making happen in this industry, is people to really use and enjoy and see the benefit of crypto projects and why blockchain really should and matter to everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm along the same lines. Like blockchain is like the future of nearly every single infrastructure for the future. And so we're going to be talking about Genopets here. Could you tell me a little bit about how you took your background? You've been in tech, you've been in blockchain. You're more of a developer than a trader. You bring all of that experience into Genopets. Tell me, what is Genopets? What's it all about? What's it trying to accomplish?
Yeah, so Genobets is a free-to-play, move-to-earn NFT game. Makes it fun and rewarding to live an active lifestyle. We're building on Solana. We take your daily activity in real life and combine it with blockchain play to earn, so you can turn your real life action into rewards. Expansive gameplay, having fun, really like building a game that you would want to play, whether or not there was crypto there or not. Basically, Genopets is a Fitbit meets Tamagotchi and Pokemon, and you're going to evolve a Genopet by living your daily life. Take care of your pet by taking care of yourself. Honestly, like if there was no crypto in this game, just walking around to evolve a Pokemon sounds like a pretty fun game in and of itself. But taking it a step further with Web3 and being able to provide both intrinsic and like financial rewards in order to be able or in order to play this game, I think could be the next big revolution to to bring the next billion users to crypto. Find a fun, really enjoyable way that you want to experience blockchain to make it much more tangible why you're even caring about blockchain rather than speculating on some crypto somewhere. And that's the key incentive that I think Genopets is trying to bring people, is like a reason to understand and learn crypto.
Okay. So you've got so it's a move to earn NFT game. So does that mean it's like an activity tracker that tracks you? Like if you guys don't know what a Tamagotchi is, it's like this little egg that you hold on and you counted all your steps. Technology evolved, and so people now have like GPS like apps on their phone that track your progress and your movement and all that kind of stuff. And so that's where I'm thinking like it's this app that tracks your movement. And is it activity or is it like movement or like place
Just
like
your activity. We're not tracking GPS. It's really just like a step counter. Like
okay,
staying active is the name of the game. And if you're walking around, you're at a standing desk, like etc. That's the key incentive we're trying to drive, is figure out how to motivate people to stay more active in their daily lives. Do something good for themselves while having fun and playing the game. Like that's the name of the game.
gotcha. And so you are given like a little Genopet, like a little animal Pokemon
Yeah, so
thing.
you're going to download our app. It's free to play. When you download the app, you're going to mint a Genopet. When you mint your Genopet, you can actually try out the minting experience at demo.genopets.me. You'll mint a Genopet that matches a bit of your personality. So you'll take a little quiz. The Genopet is a baby form, and you will, through the course of the game, by walking around, evolve that Genopet to be your digital spirit animal, a likeness of you that's represented by your real world activity.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I answer questions. It kind of matches whatever the answers that I give. And then it's like my little animal here that I've got. And then the more active I am, the more it gains experience and the more it evolves.
Exactly.
Correct. Now, do I battle with it?
Yeah, so there's all sorts of things you'll be able to do on top of the step counter. Again, think of it like Pokemon to an extent. Less about Pokemon Go is like a collection game. Walk to all these different places in the world and collect all the Pokemon. Super cool and fun. We grew up more on like the OG style of like MMORPG games, where I've got a few characters, a Genopet that really matters to me. I'm going to level it up. It's going to have special abilities. These are its moves and its moves that it can use in battle. And then I'm going to kick off some battles with some of my friends. So certainly that's a big part of it. Is essentially evolving this pet to get it to be competitive in game. And remember, it's an NFT. So at some point you'd be able to sell this pet if you wanted to and earn some marketplace rewards from that too.
Got it. Okay. So how deep is this game go? Like, how customizable is it? Can I equip stuff in it? Can I adjust the color or the hairstyle or whatever? Can I
Yeah,
choose skills? Are there attributes? Like how deep does this game development of these characters go?
yeah. So actually, that's a great one because we're doing our Genesis mint for Genesis Genopets very recently. You can check that out at genesis.genopets.me. But basically, the TLDR and what we're doing here is it's not just a finite set of characters. If you think about any regular video game, I design 100 characters that are going to be in my video game. There's 100 video Pokemon, like whatever you do. Genopets are actually created procedurally based on how you play the game. So we actually designed a component library of thousands and thousands and thousands of components that can be put together to create the Genopet that you'd like. So much more, I guess, agency in how you put together and create your Genopet. Think of it like a Mr. Potato Head, like a crazy Mr. Potato Head that has
Oh,
12 different body parts with 12 different options across 12 different levels and or sorry, across 12 different stages of evolution and 77 levels. So you have a near infinite amount of ways that you will be able to customize this pet from its baby form. Everyone gets a baby. The baby's all kind of about the same. But as you evolve and play through the game, there's an infinite number of ways essentially that you'd be able to customize, upgrade everything from its visual characteristics to what its skill sets are, what moves it has, what type it is, fire, water, etc., to your heart's desire.
got it.
Each different attribute and thing that you customize, gives you a competitive edge in battle in some ways, helps you increase your earnings in some ways. So it'll really be up to you to decide the strategy for how you evolve your pet.
I'm an efficiency nut, and so I'm not sure how deep someone can go into with like Pokemon and EV and IV training, but I'm in deep, okay? And so basically, for any of the other nerds here, I want the like most efficient attacker possible with the I don't want wasted stats or whatever. So are you telling me that each one of these different customizations are attached to different attributes that could
Yeah,
hinder or help?
it's not so linear like that, but essentially yes. Like there are groups of augments we call them, and different
Hmm.
types of augments have different abilities as you get to different skill levels in the game. But yes,
Okay, gotcha. Where are you in development here?
yeah. So as far as like two sides of development, one is community development, and the second side is actual app development.
Hmm.
Starting with community, we just launched the sort of brand earlier this year. We're on 130-ish thousand on Discord and Twitter. We have a
Wow.
very active community that's super excited for this game to be coming. Um, so the community's been growing really well, and the community is everything to us. Like
Are
community is
there
the
any
most important thing here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are there any partnerships involved? Like,
Yeah, certainly we've had a number of really interesting partnerships that have actually been announced very recently. Tobias Harris, the professional NBA player, recently announced his support for the game. He's one of our early backers. It's cool because there's a really interesting intersection here between playing video games, which is normally like a very sedentary, sit at my desk and click buttons thing, to now living an active lifestyle, which is much more appealing to arguably a very broad
oh,
audience that are just
yeah,
out there being active. And especially because our game, again, is a free to play mobile game that anybody can just download the Genopets app once it's live and play the game without knowing anything about crypto. The real goal here is to make crypto accessible and easy and fun for anybody to get involved. So that's why we're seeing a lot of big um, interest from fairly large influencers and people across the space, whether they're crypto native or not. In the long
got
run,
it.
honestly, Genopets should be a game that my mom and little sister could play. Like it's not something that you need to be a Web3 native and worry about how crypto works and how do I bridge tokens. Like all that stuff is important to the crypto community, but honestly, a lot of noise when it just comes down to like I want to play a game and have fun. Where
Yeah,
we are in development, to get back to kind of answering the original question, is the private beta of our game. Private beta will launch by the end of the year. Very much closed beta for QA testing, the normal like. There is a lot of gameplay footage and other stuff to be coming and shown. We will be closer to launching a fully public beta by about Q2. We are certainly going to be ramping that up as soon as possible. The game development has been progress for many months now. Following our successful fundraise and other things that have happened throughout this year, we've really accelerated on the development side. But like any game, like it doesn't, even from a game mechanic standpoint, it doesn't make sense to launch battle if there are no players across various skill sets to battle with.
agreed,
So
agreed,
intentionally,
agreed.
there are milestones in the game that we don't want to release yet because it won't be fun. So the game
Yeah,
will launch as a step counter, and everybody will walk around with steps, and they will evolve their Genopet while they take steps. And once
got it.
you have Genopets with different augments and different styles and different skills, it'll make much more sense and be much more competitive to be able to turn on things like battle.
Got it.
Think of it like the coolest like step counter there is in the world right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I hear you. I
That's
hear
where
you.
we start.
Cool. So now, a step counter I could get with, Pokemon I could get with, but why the marry between both, right? Like, why? To me, I'm like, so I'm coming from a marketing background, and to me, help me to reconcile this in my brain. I'm developing a fitness app or a step counter app, but I'm going to marry it with a theme of Pokemon. What if someone doesn't really like Pokemon? Like, why did you choose Pokemon
Yeah,
Tamagotchi
and
of that
I'm
style?
kind of pull back on the Pokemon thing because like it's kind of the easiest parallel for us to get people to understand what a Genopet is. But really, the idea here is to have a digital representation of your personal well-being. Whether it's a pet and whether it's a Pokemon doesn't really matter. It's more so like give me something, a digital representation of how active and fit I'm being. And that's cool because if you think about your Apple Watch today, like you see a ring close that says, you just did 10,000 steps, like thumbs up.
Yeah,
And that's kind of the end of the experience. But like if
yeah,
you have this thing on your phone that's living and breathing and growing and looking cooler and accruing some value as an NFT while you are doing all of this, like you have a lot more incentive than a ring closing and saying, congratulations, you did 10,000 steps. That's
Sure.
the core of what we're trying to do with the pet and why the pet matters. It's interesting because it kind of gets to the vision and goal of like why we're doing a lot of this. Like there's so many things that we know we should be doing to take care of ourselves every day. But somehow like I don't work out every single day. We neglect our own well-being with some to some extent, especially when like the choice is between binge something on Netflix and like go to the gym or like go take a
Yeah.
walk. It's ironic because like when you're not healthy, you can't really take care of anything.
Yeah.
Um, so it's one of those problems that like everyone's been trying to solve forever, right? How do you motivate
Mhm.
people to stay active and fit? Um, because everyone knows it's important, but they don't necessarily prioritize it over other things that they could do. So what we realized is the obstacle is the way. Like the what is the way that you incentivize people in to stay more fit and be active? Genopets leverages GameFi. So GameFi is the intersection of gaming and DeFi, play to earn mechanics to create basically a fun and rewarding means of motivating yourself to stay active.
Got it. Got it. And it's financial incentive too. Ultimately, right? You get this
Yeah,
NFT, and if someone else finds it valuable, you could sell that thing off and start over again with a new one just by
and
living
that's just
an active
and that's
lifestyle.
just like the tip of the iceberg for the game because while it is all about your Genopet in game has a lot of other things you can do with it. For example, your Genopet can have a habitat, and in your habitat, you'll be able to craft items. So there's a bunch of other stuff you can do in the game to make it much more engaging than just walk around and see this pet grow. I don't know if you played Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing was a huge part of my COVID lockdown career last year.
Yeah.
And there's a huge, huge economy around like making in-game items and selling them to other people and using
Yeah.
some of those in-game items to make your pet even cooler. So there's a whole other side of the game beyond just evolving your pet that really evolves around crafting. We talk about Genopets as a crafting and evolution game. A lot of the other crypto games out there that people are familiar with are breeding games, and it means
Mhm.
like I have two Genopets and they make them breed, and we have another Genopet. Genopets is a crafting and evolution game, so you're really focused on evolving your pet so it's more competitive in battle, looks cooler, you have a better flex on Twitter, and also crafting items. And as you craft these items, you can either use them to evolve your pet to make it even cooler, or you can sell them on a marketplace and figure out, some other ways to earn.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And that ecosystem will be rolled out periodically, right? Like that's
Of
a
course, yeah.
staggered
There's a
ecosystem.
staggered release. There's certainly no reason to launch everything all at once. Nothing.
Yeah.
Rome is not built in a day. Like we come from over a decade each on the founding team of creating applications that have scaled to millions
Yeah.
of users. There is no need to rush into this. It's very much like what are the most important core game loops that you want people to enjoy, and that starts with will you walk around to make a pet grow, and will that
Yeah. And I
encourage you to
like that.
walk around more?
Yeah, I like that too because if you get to that stage in the game, you've already proven proof of concept, and you've got different catalysts that could price catalysts as an early investor for a long term hold. It's something that you could be excited for at each different level stage
Yeah. I
of the
mean, again,
development.
like I'm not really a crypto trader. Like you guys can all do your own research. We did launch Gene Token a few weeks ago. You can look it up on CoinMarketCap. But it's not. Again, honestly, like if there was no crypto in this game, I swear it'd still be a fun game that I just want to play. And
Yeah.
that's largely why I think this could be a success, regardless of what happens with crypto.
Well, I think that's been a big thing with crypto gaming lately. Like in the beginning, like maybe 5 months ago, people were launching crypto first, then game second. You know what I mean? Like, and so it turned out to be like these 2D pieces of crap, like not doing much, and then you're earning crypto, and it wasn't a fun game, so it didn't last long.
Yeah.
But now
Take a
you
look at
see
our gameplay
developers think,
trailer. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. You think about gameplay first, right? You think about that polished essence first, and then crypto should be the underlying rebar behind every one of these games, which I think makes for a much better game, much more profitable investment, in my opinion. Now, is there any extra equipment involved in this, or just downloading the app?
As long as you have an app with Google that supports Google Fit or Apple Health, the like
Okay,
native Android and iOS like health ecosystems, your phone is a step counter. If you
got it.
wanted to buy a wearable that sent information to those ecosystems, those steps would count too. So your Apple Watch will send your steps to Apple Health on the phone. Um, it's interesting though because in the long run we are looking at other ways to use wearable data or other phone sensors to make the gameplay more immersive. It doesn't just have to
Got
be
it.
a step counter. We could,
Got
you
it.
know, see a world where you taking a moment to breathe or meditate helps your Genopet's health increase, and you can revive yourself a
Oh,
little bit if you just stay calm.
got
Or
it.
on the flip side, if your heart rate is in a certain range and you're burning a lot of calories, maybe you get bonus boosts because you're actually working out right now. And we have, if anyone has an Apple Watch, you see sometimes it says like, "Are you running?" And the watch can tell that you're running, so maybe you get a bonus boost because you're running, not just walking around.
Oh, this makes so much more sense because okay, so it's not just a step counter, it's like a health counter. So like when you said like the Apple Health type of stuff, that makes sense because my wife uses that all the time. Like, okay, I'm gonna measure how many hours of sleep I'm gonna get, how many like rest periods I'm gonna get, and all that kind of stuff. So are you saying all of that data will be incorporated into the development of
Absolutely
my
will
GenoPet?
be. Absolutely will be. Today we start as a step counter because
Gotcha. Okay,
you got to
understood.
start somewhere.
Understood. Yeah, understood. But I really like that. That to me makes a lot more sense to have like a total health body. Of course, you got to start somewhere. But I really like that
Yeah.
understanding. So,
Again, it's about creating a digital representation of your well-being.
okay. So if I start eating Cheetos and start lazing, will my Genopet get fat or something? Like start coughing and stuff like that? Is there a negative aspect to this thing?
I mean, every game has to have carrots and sticks.
Yeah, like
We
my
certainly
Genopet
don't
got
like
pimples. Like, what the heck is happening here?
there is no there is no concept of a Genopet dying, but
Uh huh.
certainly there is like, being less performant in battle or earning less rewards because you aren't taking care of your Genopet.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. I'm really liking this. Now, with all these different aspects of it, is there anything else on the market anywhere, crypto or not crypto, that is like a move to earn, or are you guys the first ones?
Yeah, so we definitely are the world's first move to earn NFT game. We coined that concept very early this year, actually before Play to Earn even started picking up. The genesis of this project is actually something that we'd started a couple years ago called GenoS. It's a health data marketplace that was used to incent the goal of which was to provide passive income to participants in the marketplace for their health data. So we wanted to find researchers and pharmaceutical companies that would pay you for putting your health data into this marketplace so that you could earn passive income from staying healthy. What we realized was obviously that whole industry is wrought with all sorts of sort of regulation and politics, and it wasn't fun. Like at the net, it just wouldn't be fun to do that. Sure, I could earn some passive income, but who wants to like track all of their health data and give it to somebody for them to monetize? What we realized with Genopets when we decided to pivot to becoming a game is not only can we find some way to provide passive income for people being healthy, we can make sure they have fun while they do it. And that to me seems like the best of both worlds.
Got it. So help me understand something. You've got it seems like you've got a very big passion for this thing, for this project. Uh, the gaming side, the health side, the marrying of the two. Help me to understand your inspiration here personally. Like I know you said you're one of three founders here, but what is it personally that inspired you to stay on board, get on board, stay on board? I want to know like personally what is it about you? Was there some kind of health thing or why are you so passionate about this?
Um, I do think I do think a lot of it is kind of what I was just saying is that to start, we really do see as like a big mission for crypto as a whole is finding ways for people to decentralize wealth, to find more ways to provide wealth across all different aspects of the world, give people new opportunities to earn in ways that they didn't have before. Certainly, we've seen that with the rise of other crypto games like Axie Infinity and the way that people in you know places where their daily wage is now less than what they can earn from playing games. And if you can play games and earn more than what your daily income is in other in whatever place in the world that you live, like that's an amazing opportunity. So even before all of that, really, I think our vision had always been to see that mission of overall blockchain through and find some project that we could use to distribute wealth. Um, with that, thinking so much about health and that health is something that obviously matters near and dear to everyone, but as I said before, it's always kind of second to like having fun or watching Netflix or doing something else. If we can find some way to marry like staying healthy with distributing wealth, like net, you're doing so much good for the world. So I think with Genopets, that's kind of where we've landed, is like this really fun, financially rewarding, intrinsically rewarding, health rewarding, or activity rewarding. We certainly can't guarantee that we make anyone healthy by playing this game, but the net is, by encouraging you to stay active and get fit, there should be some tangible benefit to like your overall well-being.
So is the vision of this thing like let's say let's just pick out a random person on any given day. I'm going to decide, hey, you know what? I'm a gamer, right? And I'm like playing my little World of Warcraft or whatever I'm playing right here, and I'm gonna say I need to get a little healthier. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on and I'm going to download this app, Genopets, and it's going to say, oh, I like Pokemon. I'm going to walk around more, so I'm going to go out for my daily walk, right? Once a day, I'm going to try to walk more, and my Genopet gets a little healthier. And then instead of instead of taking the elevator, I'm going to take the stairs, get my Genopets a little healthier. And so eventually, I'm starting to walk more and be a little more active, and I see my Genopet develop and
It's
all this
it's a
stuff. Then,
it's a digital reminder that you can just see and makes you feel good that this thing is growing, that
mhm,
makes you want to take to take those actions in life. I do think
gotcha.
what's really interesting about this is the game is honestly played passively. Just because you have it on your phone and you're walking around all day long, whether you're a nurse and you're on your feet 24/7 walking around at work, or
Ah,
you're at a desk all day long and you decide to use a standing desk instead of a sitting desk, like you will be able to passively play Genopets as you go about your daily life. We aren't
got it.
creating a game to go try and make everyone run 20 miles a day. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's arguably that's not good for you. What we do want to do is find some way to incentivize people to stay a little bit more active. And like you said, should I take the stairs or should I take the elevator? Well, my Genopet reminds me in my pocket that if I take the stairs, I could earn a little bit and I can boost my Genopet to the next level. Maybe I'll take the stairs this time.
And
That's more the
eventually, I mean,
lifestyle we're trying to build.
eventually you could just download the thing and just get it all started up and forget about it totally. And then, like, let's say a year from now, you've been walking all this time. You're like, oh, this thing is huge. Yeah, like, I
Well,
would,
kind of. It's a little. There's a little bit more involvement than that. Certainly, we don't want you to forget about it for a year. Um,
uh-huh.
how that actually works is there's like a banking button, and you will need to bank your steps. And when you bank your
Okay.
steps, you can
Got
you
it.
can
Okay. I'm like,
because
all right.
yeah, the point is like take the steps, and then I walked around all day. I did my thing. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm laying in bed at the end of the night. Let me go claim my rewards. Let me use some of those rewards to level up my pet. Let me use some of those rewards to craft stuff.
Got it.
Maybe
Got
I'll
it.
kick off
Here
a
I'm
battle with
trying
a
to like
friend.
figure out the game here. So okay, I gotcha. So like you could essentially go to like a theme park, do the theme park for the day, come back, bank it and stuff. Okay, so I got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Now help me understand this. You're this far into development. What has been the hardest thing for you as far as game development or community development about the whole project? What's been the hardest thing that you've had to accomplish or overcome in the making of this project?
Yeah. I think I could do two. One is more on the development side. One of the questions everybody always asks from the very beginning is like, what about cheating? Like, couldn't I just put my phone on like one of those devices that makes it walk? Or like, what if I strap my Fitbit to my dog and it just runs around all day? And the reality is like we are designing a number of game mechanics and like we will get to machine learning and AI to make sure people aren't cheating in this sort of thing. But what it comes down to is designing the game economics in such a way that if you want to cheat and like not actually take 5,000 steps, go ahead and do so. But honestly, you're cheating yourself more than anything else. There are a lot of things that you need to do with that reward that you earn every day. You need to craft items, you need to bank the steps that ultimately it's in our best interest that everybody earns their daily reward, but we want to make sure that with that daily reward, you're still doing something good for the game.
Yeah, got it. All right, Jay, I got two last questions for you, and they could be short or fast or whatever. But GenoPest, it's such an immersive project here. So many things that are happening, and so it's such a long roadmap. Is there anything left that we just haven't talked about, or is that basically it? Like, I mean, like it's so much.
I feel like I gave you more than the TLDR at this point, but I think in the big picture, like what we set out to do, and certainly there's a very big mission behind rewarding people for staying active, incentivizing people in a way that is fun, and motivating for them to do something that we all know we need to do. We need to be more active, but we also want to have fun while we do it. That's like
Got it.
the TLDR of what we're doing here, and that's honestly like one of the biggest reasons why I'm behind this project and why we are so passionate about it. Is like net. Yes, it's a crypto game. Yes, there's ways that you can earn from it. But honestly, it should just be fun, and you should feel like you're doing something good for yourself while you play.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. And what's that phrase you're using? TLDR? Is that what's that?
Too long didn't read. It's like
Oh,
an internet acronym. Too long didn't
yeah.
read. Like in short, the summary is
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
Genopets because you can take care of
In,
yourself while taking care of your pet.
in summation, okay,
In
gotcha. So
summation.
if you guys are watching, if it's too long to watch or whatever, you know what I mean, if you made it, just skip through the very end. If you're here, just want to thank you for watching this video. Look, Jay mentioned multiple times, the links are in the description. If you want to know more about, whatever else, the deck, the pitch deck, or what's going on and the minting process, all of that stuff, all the links are down in the description below. Check them out, get involved. I'm not your financial advisor, but you could certainly do your own research, get involved in their Telegram channels, get involved in their, just the community, and ask a lot of questions. Look, I got one last question for you, Jay. If someone is on the fence about playing this game, getting involved, what's that last thing you could just say to them, like, hey, you know what? This is why you should be getting involved into Genopets, something that you should put on your radar. What's the
Of
last thing you
course.
could say to a nervous cowboy here?
I think two things. One is it's a free to play mobile game, and you've downloaded a bunch of apps in your life, I'm sure, that you never played and you don't even know why you
Oh
downloaded
yeah,
this app. So download the app to check it out because it's going to be fun to walk around and evolve your Genopet while doing something good for yourself. Again, take care of yourself while taking care of your Genopet. Um, and honestly, being able to earn some rewards and crypto and learn something more about NFTs and how NFT gaming works and all of that like is very much the ethos of why we're doing this. I think as a goal, as a team, we're really looking at what is a way to onboard the next billion users to crypto. And the way to do that is going to be through GameFly. It's going to be fun, easy to understand, financially rewarding, but also just like self-care, have fun while taking care of yourself and earn some crypto while you do it.
absolutely. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Cowboys, we roll together, get into good projects, don't overthink things. Lizard brains, gorilla arms, diamond hands. We're going together to the moon, to out walking. And for you, if it's possibly Genopets, check them out. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next time.